Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining in. So looking at this current Bitcoin price action, you can see the price of Bitcoin right now is clearly above 17,000 price level. And also if you look at this WYCKOFF's reaccumulation phase schematic, guys, this right now is panning out just like what we predicted on my previous video. I told you guys, if this was a WYCKOFF reaccumulation phase, there is a high possibility of price getting pulled back around the previous resistance line, which is going to be a support, and then we would see a move like this here to the upside. And if you go back and look at the exact scenario here from WYCKOFF reaccumulation phase, guys, let me show you the chart. You can see this scenario, this WYCKOFF's reaccumulation schematic panned out perfectly, guys, because you can see we saw pullback, price coming back to the previous resistance line, and then look at this move, guys. Look at this breakout, pullback, and again now a leg to the upside. This WYCKOFF's reaccumulation schematic and our current Bitcoin price action played out pretty well, because if you look at this movement here, guys, and look at the current Bitcoin price action, pull back at the previous resistance line which acted as a support, and we are actually seeing a breakout scenario at this current stage. And also if you look here on the right hand side, we also talked about this theory, this rising wedge, which could be a pullback scenario. But now if you look at this here on the 4-hour time frame, guys, you can see the price has clearly broken out of this rising wedge, and this upper line is now also another support for Bitcoin price action. So right now, where is the price of Bitcoin hitting? For that, I'm actually going to show you this another interesting chart. So guys, now if you look at this price action here on the left hand side, you can see how the price of Bitcoin had this really nice breakout scenario. I mean a breakout scenario out of this descending broadening wedge. As you can see, guys, here we formed a really nice descending broadening wedge. And if you measure the length here from this swing high, for example this here, and take the area where we actually had this peak here, you can see exactly price reached the breakout point of this descending broadening wedge, and after that we saw some sort of a pullback, right? But if we look at this price structure right now, guys, you can see right now the price did almost identical. I mean, we also came out of this descending broadening wedge here as well. And if you look at this properly, guys, you can see here, right, this here was another descending broadening wedge breakout scenario. So what am I actually expecting? How high the price of Bitcoin might be currently heading? For that, we are going to switch to the chart here on the right hand side. So if we look at this price structure here, guys, with the help of the CPR, this right now is the monthly CPR pivot lines. So if we look at this through the monthly CPR, our final destination is exactly here, which is around 18,800 price level. This means the price of Bitcoin, this is the final destination until the end of November, guys. So as you can see, first Air 1 target level has already been reached. As you can see here, this is the Air 1 line. This here is the Air 2 line, which acted as a support yesterday. And now this here is our final destination, which I've showed you. This is 18,800 to 18,900 is going to be the final destination for Bitcoin until the end of this month, according to this analysis. But right now, what scenario or what price level I am actually looking at? I'm actually looking at the average price from the Air 3 line and the Air 2 line, 17,600 area. So right now we could be getting attracted towards this 17,500, 17,600 area. Even if we are going to fail to reach the Air 3 level of the monthly CPR line, this here, the middle line, which is around 17,600, could be our next possible target for Bitcoin, looking at this through the monthly CPR line. So guys, now what can be another interesting scenario panning out right now if we switch this time frame from 4-hour to daily time frame? So if you remember properly, guys, you know I actually told you the parabolic curve scenario here. I was actually expecting more like a consolidation, right? We did saw some kind of pullback, and now this is also panning out right now pretty well, because after the base 4 area, I told you guys, there is more likely a move to the upside, this scenario here, before we would see any sort of a pullback to the downside. Because right now, if you look at this scenario through the parabolic curve move, guys, this base 1, base 2, base 3, and base 4 has now already been formed, and this is the final move for us before we see any sort of a pullback. So according to the monthly CPR, around 17,600 is where we are looking at. So today, not only the Bitcoin USD chart, we are also going to switch into Ethereum USD chart. So before I switch the chart, guys, I would also really appreciate if you could smash the like button and definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell if you're watching this for the first time. So now let's switch the chart. So guys, now if we start this Ether USD analysis by looking at this in a weekly time frame, as you can see right now, if we go through this weekly chart for Ether, guys, Ether does looks very bullish. Why? Because the price here, right, this was a very strong resistance line, this parallel channel. You can see the upper line always acted as a resistance, but once we found support, guys, we had a really massive move to the upside, right? Price correction, price came exactly at the previous resistance line here, right? And this previous resistance line acted as a support. Again, a bounce back, which is known as the dead cat bounce scenario. And after that, you can see here, we saw this pull back. But guys, if we look at this right now, the same resistance line actually acted as a resistance and we fail to break to the upside. We have this price correction and also a longer term consolidation phase. But now, if you look at this area, only focus on this particular area, guys, what can you see? After this breakout, we failed to had a run to the upside, right? What happened after that? We saw a pullback, and this pullback gave us the indication that, hey, now this previous resistance line is a support, and you can see this bounce back after reaching the upper line area of this parallel channel. We are seeing a move to the upside. So what kind of move are we actually expecting right now? You can actually notice this line here. You can see here the price has now clearly broken out of this neckline area, because you can see after breaking the resistance line of this parallel channel, we had a breakout, price got pulled back, and this previous resistance line acted as a support, and now you can see the price has already crossed above the neckline area, which is indicating, hey, in the coming days, in a weekly time frame, we might see a move to the upside in a bigger scale for Ethereum. So looking at this structure here, this price structure, Ether is showing a very bullish scenario, guys. And also if we add the 20 weekly moving average, I told you guys, whenever the price is above the 20 weekly moving average, this is also really nice buy scenario, right? And also below the 20 weekly moving average, this is a sell scenario. And you can see here the price was above the 20 weekly moving average, but the parallel channel acted as a resistance. But once we broke out of this both, right, price also above the 20 weekly moving average and above the resistance line, we had a really massive move in the upward direction. And now you can see here, even though we had a support here, but look at this, price was clearly below the 20 weekly moving average, which is a sell signal. And you can see after that we also saw a pullback for the longer time period. And you can see right now what scenario is unfolding, guys. The price is clearly above the 20 weekly moving average. You can see here we have also broken out of this resistance line. So in this case, if you look at this in a bigger time frame, this is a very bullish move. You can expect a similar move just like this here, guys. This is also what I am actually looking at here, this price movement, right? And then a possible breakout scenario in a bigger time frame. So now let's also look at this price action of Ether USD in a 4-hour time frame. So now if we go through this price action in a 4-hour time frame, you can see we are finding ourselves inside this ascending channel. And I also showed you guys how we could have identified this possible breakout move. I showed you with this possible scenario here, right? The previous support area, right? This line here, after getting double confirmation, we saw a move to the upside. Here as well, double confirmation at the previous support line, a move to the upside. And here, look at this movement, guys. Double confirmation and then this massive breakout, which actually happened exactly like the previous example here, right? But if we look at this current scenario, you can also see now we have clearly broken out of this ascending channel, and we also formed a really nice symmetrical triangle here. And this symmetrical triangle breakout actually didn't have an impressive move to the upside. We could reach only around $478 area and then a pullback. But you can see, where did the pullback actually happen? At the previous resistance line of this ascending channel. This ascending channel upper line acted as a support, because this same channel was also acting as support here, and after reaching this area we found again another support. So what is this again indicating? There is a very likely that the price of Ether could be coming around this 500 or 490 in the coming days, and I'm actually expecting even a bigger price movement for Ether in the coming days and weeks, because for me right now I would be focusing around 560, right? And also in a bigger scale 630 could be in a possible actually price range for Ether in the coming days and weeks, guys. So as you can see right now, Ether does looks very bullish, just like with Bitcoin, but in a bigger scale Ether looks more bullish than Bitcoin, guys. So guys, this is what I actually wanted to share with you regarding Ether and Bitcoin. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If so, definitely smash the like button, and also if you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So guys, by saying this, I'm signing off. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.